Free world. What's good, you guys? Um, welcome. Get in, get settled, get comfy, wherever you're at, your car, the couch, the bed, standing up, wherever you're at. Welcome to a daily episode of Car Sessions. I wanted to kind of jump right in. And first and foremost, I hope everyone's doing good. Hope you guys are great. And if you're not, I hope something in your day becomes great and overlaps anything that's not. I wanted to kind of reach out today to have a conversation about what it means to have expectations on things. And this can be a very lengthy conversation, or it can be very short depending on who you're talking to. I think what's important about expectations is finding a common ground that protects you and allows you to have peace. I have come to realize in my time on earth that being able to accept expectations and also being able to understand not to have expectations can be polar opposites. They can be on opposite ends. And where I would like to share is that I personally have realized that when you put expectations on anything other than yourself, unfortunately, a lot of times those expectations are failed. They're failed. They don't come to be what you want or expected them to be when they're not centered around things that you can control within yourself. And it's kind of funny, right? Because I believe that we've heard this conversation before. I'm just a little bit. We've heard this conversation before plenty of times, and I'm sure most of us that are listening have, where you don't want to put too much around when someone says something to you that gives you a false hope, aka an expectation, right? And that can be, through the human, through a regular human experience. Anybody could naturally give you an expectation or set one up for you and fail. And they can do it intentionally or unintentionally. But what I've realized is that when, people talk about things as far as expectations go, or what they are giving to you as false hope, or what may be false hope, I think it's good to kind of go with the cliche statement, take it with a grain of salt, because it allows you to protect yourself, protect your mental, your spirit, your emotions, and even your physical, right? And an example of that is just like, if the expectation is that this person over here, person A, told you that they're going to give you $100, not even because maybe you wanted it or you asked for it, because in itself, that's an expectation if they said they're going to give it to you because you need it. But what if they just said they want to do it just because they want to do it? What a lot of times happens with experiences that we have with people is that, again, these may not be intentional, but we put so much belief behind the expectation. So that person that told me they're going to give me $100 next week, maybe I wasn't ever thinking about that before, but now I'm looking forward to that $100, and now I may need that $100 by next week because that's all I have to my name. And then the worst part is that next week comes around and either one or two things happen. That person that promised you that never reaches back out to say, hey, I got that for you, coming by, or come get it, or a Cash App, or, right? There's that. Or you have to go seeking it and they kind of give you the runaround. The reason why that's such a pinnacle thing that you want to be mindful of when people give you expectations or what they think is because a lot of times we can become scorned, right? As humans in this life, we experience a lot through our emotions, and we can become scorned through false expectations. I think, again, we've all probably fallen short of, maybe we promised someone something, or we were just going to do something that we weren't able to do, but that other person might have been really expecting that or looking forward to that, especially if it was for someone else. So it happens, but the common denominator, what I've realized through conversations with people, is people that have been hurt, or people that have a lot of experiences with others that have hurt them with expectations, is it starts building insecurity. It starts building, hatred. It starts building a feeling of distrust towards anybody. And in turn, you feel like you have to be more in a defensive mode. And I'll tell you guys, first and foremost, as you guys will find throughout my journey, I come from a tough background with my own experiences as a child and growing up. And I have had that mentality at times of being defensive. And I'll be first to tell y'all, like, it's not always great. I'm a work of art, not a work in progress, because a work of art, because I believe that a work of art is something that is my own, drawing. And so however I continue to build on it, that's my work of art. But yeah, I'm a work of art, so I have to continue to work on that as far as being defensive or anything like that. But that being said, in general, false expectations can really ruin us and can kind of rot us. So how do we go around avoiding that, right? And what I've realized is that a lot of times that comes with the belief and understanding of being mindful of what's told you as an expectation without really putting it at a pedestal. So if someone's saying, I'm going to get you $100 next week, you never asked for it, right? That category of people, it's more of kind of continue to move with it. You're not entitled to those $100 of that person, even if they told you that they wanted to give it to you or they were going to give it to you, right? That's something that we also feel at times. We feel entitled when someone gives us their word. And again, we can't. Those people on the other side may not be always be able to control the outcome of following through with what they gave you as a promise or an expectation. So that's that, right? Just be mindful that you're not entitled to things as much as you think that you are. And I think that allows us to be able to live a little bit more freely and happily with ourselves. What comes to us will be ours, as they say, will be ours. What we manifest, what we pray on, will be ours in time in its own right. So I wanted to share that. Something I just felt like that was such a big thing. And then, there's others that we need, right? We might need. And the person that's promising us this or giving us this expectation doesn't deliver. Now that's a ruined relationship, or could be. Whether that be a relationship with a significant other, a family member, coworker, manager, someone at your school. And now that starts to create something, because now this person, that knows that you needed this, wasn't able to deliver. That now, puts a bad taste in your mouth. Now what happens is if you continue to have that mentality that, another person comes and says, I'm going to give you this, and they fall short. Now it's building on a piece of you that's not you, that's out of hurt, hatred, anger, negativity. So what I want to share with you guys in today's message, with anything, is just remember that what we can control is what we can control. Expectations should not be put before what we put in ourselves. I expect myself, I'll put in me, to brush my teeth every morning, get a shower daily, make sure I'm eating, make sure my family's okay, make sure I'm doing my job. Those are my expectations with what I can control. If people come along in those days and tell me, I'm going to do this for you, or I'll go get this for you, I'm going to go buy you this, that's awesome. I appreciate it. I'd be delighted. I can't lie, I wouldn't not be excited. But never put all your eggs in that basket. You know what I mean? And I just think that these are experiences that, as us people, we will become more at peace with things in life. And the journey is to be free of bondage, right? That's the journey. Bob Marley is such a special person to me, just from his mind, his mentality, his heart. We want to be happy. We want to be free of bondage. We want to be able to live and experience. And I think sometimes we just don't hear what we need to hear from the right people sometimes. And other times we've heard the same message 20 times, and that 21st time it clicked. So I'm hoping that if this message has crossed you, that this is that message that maybe this is the 21st, 22nd time you've heard some of the things I've said, but it allows you to navigate with peace. Don't be bitter about the message I'm giving out towards a person that may have done that. Be more at peace and understanding and be okay with it. Because life is short, and I know that we all struggle with things that may hurt us or bother us, and it's easy to be negative and it's hard to be positive, right? So that's my message I have for today. Out of love and out of, respect of your guys' time, I don't want to take up too much more of it. I would love to hear some of the comments, some of the thoughts and perspectives. I am open to all of them. So please unload if you guys have any thoughts on it, because I always feel like there's more you can learn from so many different people, so many different views, and it might, if not help me, it might help someone else in the comments that's reading it. So that's all I got. Free for the day. See y'all.